My husband poisoned my soup. I watched him do it. He didn't know I was looking. His name is Derek Wells. He's 31. He coaches Little League on weekends. He cries at movies. He kisses me goodbye every single morning. And last Sunday, he tried to kill me. My name is Sarah Wells. I'm 29. And what I'm about to tell you is going to change how you look at everyone you love. It was a regular Sunday. Derek's whole family was there, his parents, his sister Natalie, her husband, their 2 little kids running around the living room. His mother, Carol, had made her famous chicken noodle soup. She made it every single week. I sat across from Derek. I was watching him pour water for his dad when I saw it. His hand moved over my bowl. His fingers opened. Something small fell in. He turned right back to his father and kept talking. Like nothing happened. Like he hadn't just dropped something into my food. My heart slammed into my chest. I stared at the bowl. Chicken noodle soup. Carol's recipe. I could not see anything. Whatever it was, it had already dissolved. Sarah, you okay? You look pale, Carol said, smiling at me. I looked up. Around that table sat 6 people who had no idea what was happening. I'm fine, I said. Just tired. Derek looked at me from across the table. His eyes were calm. Too calm. He was waiting for me to eat. This is the moment most people would panic. Scream. Cry. Throw the bowl across the room. But I didn't. Because I realized something very quickly. If I reacted, I would lose. I needed to be smarter than him. I picked up my spoon. Just letting it cool, I said. I stirred it slowly. My hand did not shake. I was proud of that. Excuse me, I said. Bathroom. Derek's jaw tightened for half a second. I caught it. I locked the bathroom door. Pulled out my phone. My hands were shaking now, behind a closed door where no one could see. I thought about calling the police. But what would I say? My husband put something in my soup. I think they'd need proof. I had none. Just a feeling and a pair of eyes. I splashed water on my face. Think, Sarah. Think. I went back to the table. Derek glanced at my bowl, then at me. You okay? He asked. You were gone a while. I'm fine. And then I saw my chance. Carol got up to check on the apple pie in the oven. Natalie turned to wipe her daughter's face. Derek looked down at his phone, just for 1 second. I moved fast. I switched my bowl with Carol's. She hadn't touched hers yet, too busy hosting. The bowls were identical. Same soup, same amount. I placed mine exactly where hers had been. Derek looked up. He saw me holding a spoon. Saw me take a bite from what he thought was my bowl. He relaxed. He smiled. Carol came back, sat down, reached for the bowl in front of her, my bowl, the bowl with whatever Derek had dropped inside. Mom, wait. She'd already taken a spoonful. Mom, don't. She swallowed. Derek's hand froze halfway across the table. Don't what, honey? Carol asked. He pulled his hand back. Forced a smile. Don't fill up too much. Save room for pie. She laughed. Oh, Derek, I made plenty. She took another spoonful. 6 people at that table. None of them knew. I checked my watch. 6:42 p.m. I started counting minutes. Because I had just done something I could not undo. And I needed to know how long we had. 1 minute passed. Carol was laughing, normal. 2 minutes. Derek was watching her. I was watching him. 3 minutes. She reached for her water glass. 4 minutes. Is it warm in here? Carol asked. Her husband shook his head. Feels fine to me. 5 minutes. She pressed her hand to her chest. I feel a little strange. Derek stood up immediately. Maybe you should lie down, Mom. I'm fine, honey. Just 5 minutes. Her face went pale. 6 minutes. She gripped the table edge. I don't feel right. Natalie jumped up. Mom. Carol tried to stand. Her legs buckled. Derek caught her. Call 911, he shouted. And here is the thing that I will never forget for the rest of my life. When I looked at Derek's face in that moment, it wasn't fear for his mother. It was fear that he had been caught. The ambulance came in 12 minutes. They took Carol away on a stretcher. Derek rode with her. And I stood in that kitchen. Alone. With 2 bowls of soup. And a decision to make. Michelle stayed behind with the kids. She was crying, confused. I told her to take the kids upstairs. That Carol would want them taken care of. The moment she was gone, I moved. I found plastic bags under the sink. Rubber gloves. I carefully poured the remaining soup from both bowls into separate containers. Sealed and bagged everything. The bowls. The spoons. All of it. Then I called someone I hadn't spoken to in 2 years. My brother Marcus. We'd had a falling out. It was bad. I thought we'd never be close again. Sarah? His voice was shocked. Marcus. I need you. Right now. Don't ask questions yet. He works in a medical lab. He was at the house in 20 minutes. I handed him the bags through the front door. Test everything, I said. Toxicology. Chemical analysis. Everything you can find. He stared at the bags. Then at my face. Sarah. What did you do? How fast can you get results? 48 hours minimum. Make it 24. He nodded. He left. Later that night, Derek came home at 3 a.m. He looked exhausted. Broken. He sat next to me on the couch and took my hand. I need to tell you something, he said, and then he told me about the debt. $200,000. Bad investments. Loan sharks. He was ashamed, he said. He didn't want to worry me. I kept my face completely still. Because I already knew about the debt. What I also knew. 6 months ago, Derek had taken out a life insurance policy on me. $500,000. With an accidental death clause. Double payout. $1 million. The next morning Derek left early for the hospital. The moment he was gone, I searched everything. His office. His files. His computer. I found the insurance policy. The bank statements. Threatening emails from loan sharks. And then Marcus called. Sarah. I have preliminary results. There's digitalis in the soup. A lot of it. Digitalis. Heart medication. In small doses, it's used to treat heart conditions. In large doses, it causes cardiac arrest. Could it kill someone? I asked. Absolutely. And Sarah, the concentration is way too high to be accidental. Someone put this in deliberately. I closed my eyes. And then I thought back over the past 6 months. The headaches I'd been having. The dizziness. The fatigue. I'd blamed work stress. But it wasn't stress. He had been slowly poisoning me for months. Building up a tolerance test. Watching my body. waiting for the right moment to give me a lethal dose and make it look like a heart attack. Last Sunday was supposed to be that moment. But I switched the bowls. And his mother paid the price instead. I needed more than soup. I needed Derek to confess. I needed to catch him in the act. So I came up with a plan. And I walked straight into the trap I had built for him. Derek texted me that morning. "Mom's doing better. Can you pick up her prescriptions?" I stared at that message. He wanted me to get Carol's medication. I looked at the list he sent. 3 prescriptions. One of them, digitalis. That's where he'd been getting it. Stealing his own mother's heart medication. Crushing the pills. Putting them in my food. I picked up the prescriptions. Drove to his parents' house. Carol was resting on the couch, weak but alive. "Thank you, Sarah," she said. "I don't know what happened last night." Derek appeared from the kitchen. "Hey honey. Thanks for getting those." He took the bag from me. "I'll put these away." He went upstairs. I waited exactly 30 seconds. Then I followed. I could hear him in the bathroom. Opening bottles. Moving things. Then, the sound of pills being counted. And then another sound. Grinding. Crushing. I pressed record on my phone. Pushed open the bathroom door. Derek spun around. In his hand, a mortar and pestle. White powder on the counter. His mother's pill bottles open and scattered. We stared at each other. "What are you doing?" I asked. His face went blank. "Making sure Mom's pills are organized. With a mortar and pestle. Some are hard for her to swallow. I crush them." "Derek." I switched the bowls. Silence. I had the soup tested. The report shows lethal levels of digitalis. The same medication you're crushing right now. And I have you on recording. I held up my phone. Something changed in his eyes. The mask dropped. What was underneath it was cold. "You're smarter than I thought," he said quietly. "Not smart enough to marry you." He stepped toward me. "The recording doesn't matter. Could be anyone. Could be faked. And the soup? You stole it from a crime scene. Any lawyer would tear that apart." Another step. "Maybe," I said. "But I also copied your files. The insurance policy. The bank statements. The loan shark emails. And your mother's hospital records will show digitalis poisoning. When they test these bottles, they'll find your fingerprints." His face hardened. "Then I need to fix this before that happens." He moved fast. Grabbed my wrist. Twisted. My phone hit the floor. "You should have just eaten the soup, Sarah." He shoved me against the wall. "We could have done this the easy way. Quick. Painless." His hands went to my throat. I couldn't breathe. Black spots. And then. "Derek." Carol's voice. Standing in the doorway. She had heard everything. Derek froze. His hands fell away from my throat. Carol stared at the crushed pills. At my phone on the floor, still recording. At her son's face. "You tried to kill her," she whispered. "Mom, listen. You poisoned me instead." Her voice broke. Derek's father appeared behind her. He'd been listening from the hallway. "What have you done?" he said. Derek looked at all of us. Cornered. And he ran. Past his parents. Down the stairs. Out the door. His father called the police. I picked up my phone from the floor. Still recording. The police found Derek 3 hours later. Trying to cross state lines. He was arrested. Charged with attempted murder, 2 counts. Me and Carol. The trial took 5 months. His lawyer called me paranoid. Said I'd set Derek up. That I'd poisoned Carol myself to frame him. But the evidence was overwhelming. The digitalis in the soup matched Carol's prescription exactly. Derek's fingerprints were on the mortar and pestle. And my medical records from the past 6 months? They found traces of digitalis in my system too. He had been slowly poisoning me since January. The jury took 2 hours. Guilty on all counts. 25 years to life. I sat in that courtroom and watched them take him away. He looked at me once. No remorse. Just anger that I had outsmarted him. Here is what I never told anyone until now. Carol, his mother, came to me after the sentencing. She hugged me and said, "I'm so sorry. I should have seen it." And I said, "You couldn't have known." But that wasn't the whole truth. 3 weeks before, Carol had called me. She told me she was worried about Derek. That money had been disappearing. That he seemed different. Angry. Desperate. She didn't know what it meant. But she told me. And I dismissed it. I thought she was being an overprotective mother. I almost died because I didn't listen. So here is what I learned, and I want you to hear this. The people who love you sometimes see things you can't. Listen to them. Trust your gut. And never, ever ignore the moment something feels wrong. Because that moment? That is your life trying to save itself. My name is Sarah Wells. I am alive. And so is Carol. That's enough.